gamingfreak.com. Hello! Welcome back. I've been away for a while, 3 weeks in fact, but today we're going to be looking at cloaking. So here we have two scouts, and here they are cloaked. So this is what it looks like when they're cloaked and still. You can still see that the sight does change to blue in this case, but that would be red if they were enemy. And this is what it looks like when they're running. It's not always the easiest to see. I mean, Judge did a nice video where he showed that actually, you know, you really can't see some of them even at full sprint. So yeah, that's what it looks like when you cloak. This is what it looks like when you sprint whilst cloaked, walk whilst cloaked, jump whilst cloaked, etc. So yeah, Judge did a nice video actually on cloaking and how difficult it can be in some cases, almost ridiculous to see. And I agree with him that it does need to be looked at actually when you see the images and the video that he shows. So yeah, so today we're mainly looking at the cloak here and its capability. I've been away for 3 weeks, so this is some pretty old footage. I tried to get as much footage and put it online whilst I was away, but it didn't all work out. So you got mostly fitting videos, as you may have noticed, with the odd new weapon spotlight, for example. So one thing here with the cloak that you must remember is it only works when it's charged 50%. As you can see here, I'm trying to use it, it's not working, but as you see again, it goes 50%, I can now cloak. So this is an important factor when you're trying to decide, you know, when do I run with the cloak, when do I not? Because if you need it to get away quickly, you don't want to be tapping your arm casually and not being able to cloak. So as you can see there, it's useful. And here, for example, I was glad that I had it halfway, because a heavy and a support also came around the corner in an LAV, and they jumped out and started mowing everyone down. So I was able to run away and live to fight another day. Also, a good thing for scouts is to attack and just cloak up as a distraction. So what you may have seen there is I accidentally switched to remotes. I've been hearing stories of people accidentally switching to the remotes and blowing themselves up whilst cloaking. Or trying to cloak, should I say. There are a few bugs with the cloak right now, which many of you will know already. So there you saw me hacking. If whilst hacking, I brought up the weapon wheel, so to speak, and chose my weapon, I would have been able to run around cloaked with my weapon out, which means I can start shooting and get quite a few shots off, especially with the scrambler rifle here, before I decloak. So that's a really important factor that you have to consider, which will get fixed eventually, so you might as well not get too used to it. Yeah, so cloaking in the right position with the intent to defend a position is quite a nice tactic. I don't know if anyone else has been getting this bug with remote explosives, but in a bit you'll see I set off the remote. And I heard the explosion in the game. You don't hear it now, but I set off the remote and this guy took no damage, not even shield damage. I don't know if you could see the little flash there, and the fact that he took no damage. Lucky I was at the point, to be honest. Yeah, so there's many tactics where you can use this. One that's quite popular right now is obviously the shotgun. The shotgun was always pretty good actually. It's just the cloak allows you to close that gap really well, to the point that the enemy almost doesn't have a chance. If you're another scout, you're much harder to hit, so it is good in that respect to be a scout against a shotgun. It leads to some funny strafing battles. Yeah, I've had some stupid ones with that. And the nice ability with Scout and remote explosives is the versatility with being able to run into a group of enemies, drop your remotes quickly, and then and run away as you set them off, or wait in a position like I have been doing in this map, and just pitch up on the enemy and take them out. That doesn't always work if there's too many of them. Then it gets really, really difficult. So yeah, this game, all we did was most of it was just to show you guys the initial cloaking stuff. I tried to get this out earlier on, but it didn't work. But so I've redone the audio 3 weeks later. Yeah, so that's why you probably didn't see so many videos from me. So here we have a different game where I've used the cloak to climb the ladder without being seen as easily, in order to gain a nice vantage point. And also later you notice that they had the pipes with uplinks, and scouts, when they're cloaked, are really nice to be the drop uplink hunters. And again, remote explosives and flux grenades are really useful there. So one nice tactic is if they've got 6 uplinks in close proximity, you just spam the old remote explosives, and then you wait for some people to spawn. Then you take out the uplinks and get some kills. It's quite fun to do, especially when you're cloaked nearby and you know it's happening. So you're really in control of the situation. As you can see here, sticking with Old Faithful, which is the Scrambler Flaylock combo, but I've switched this up recently, as this was some early footage of the cloak. Right now I like to use I've been using more of the submachine guns actually in combination with that. So as you can see, that I think that heavy may have seen me. I wasn't taking the risk because pretty low health on the scout. So I decided to jump down. One thing is, with the cloak, you're not completely invisible. It's, yeah, nice ragdoll there, by the way. It's, when you're sprinting, you're not completely invisible. Kaldari scouts do see a lot of scouts if you don't have the correct fittings, like profile damps and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I get seen all the time when I'm cloaked, and I think I can't be seen. But yeah, so it's just you got to get used to your fittings. Maybe put 2 dampeners on, maybe a complex and an enhanced, kinetic catalyzers, stuff like that. Personally, I like to run it DMR Scout as a kind of mini assault, a small, slightly faster cloaky assault that has to really pick its fights. Because without picking the fights, this and I like how I missed that point blank. But without picking the fights, this scout fit, would die very quickly, as you see there with the heavy. It just clipped me twice, I think, and almost insta-died. So still, with the cloak, you have to know when to fight and when not to fight. I've been getting much better with it now, after finally being able to play Uprising 1.8. I wasn't able to play for a while, which sucked. I only got 3 or 4 days to play. Like, look here, this sniper is seeing me whilst I'm sprinting cloaked. And this was early on, so I was raging a bit there. But since then, I've kind of come to understand that they're really easy to see, to be honest, when sprinting like that. Especially slowly with an Amar, like, mini assault scout. But I find this fit works well for me. I'm not straight up in one-on-one battles if I'm not cloaked first. Then I can have some issues, but I use it more as a supporting role rather than a slayer role. Yeah. One thing is, a while back though, with the scouts, when I was looking at the as you can see here, you can see him running, but I was just not a good shot. But a while ago, so I was saying with the combat rifles that they would be really good on scouts, and I'm starting to see a lot of that now. I think when I did the assault combat rifle videos, that's what you'll if from season 1 of Casual Dusting, I said that they would be pretty good on scouts. and I've just been testing it myself after returning, and it works very nicely. I think that the combat rifle still needs a little tweak on the balancing side, but other than that, I still think the combat rifle works nicely on scouts. It'll be also, though, sidearms work really well on the Caldari Scout, for example, to have the bolt pistol and also the MagSec SMG. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Amar and Minmatar versions of, not Minmatar, Amar and Galente versions of the SMG will be. If the ion pistol is anything to go by, the Galente one should be quite amusing. If any of you have tried the ion pistol, I would say check out Cyrus Lamudi's YouTube channel for his. He sums it up pretty well. It's if you want a challenge, use the ion pistol essentially. I tried for hours to get good footage, and it's horrible with that. So yeah, quick questions then. So what do you guys think of the cloak? Is it balanced? Is it underpowered? Is it overpowered? Has it ruined medium class suits, or have other aspects of the game made medium suits pointless, such as the scout HP, or do you think it's just the cloaking factor? Let us know in the comments below. So I'd like to thank you all for watching and supporting. Sorry I've been away for such a long time, but I'm back. I'm getting footage daily. Feel free to jump in our channel. I'll put it in the description, but it's Freek Coalition with 2 E's, Freek. That's also our corporation. You're more than welcome to join our corp. We've been growing actually quite nicely over the last 3 weeks. So thanks, guys.